Up next, more charges facing Dallas County Commissioner John Wiley Price are likely to be dismissed.
Fort Worth police say farewell to a fallen comrade.
Also, more volunteers and a tougher mission. Tarrant County's United Way kicks off its annual fund drive.
Stay with us for those stories, plus Troy's Labor Day forecast, all next on News 8 at 6.
Don't miss McDuff's great Labor Day event featuring no down payment, 0% interest till January 93 on any total purchase of $100 or more. Here's a few right price examples of values torn from the pages of McDuff's newspaper insert. Whirlpool family size laundry pair, $597.87. Magnavox 41-inch big screen TV, $1397.87. Panasonic VHS VCR, $199.99. Plus free delivery on all appliances and big screen TVs. Don't miss it.
Let it snow. You've got Michelin's new all-season MXV4, a luxury performance tire with a very special feature. Climate control. Michelin. Because so much is riding on your tires.
Enjoy a weekend of musical entertainment and handmade crafts at the 10th Annual Grassroots Multi-Arts Festival, September 12th and 13th at Lee Park on Turtle Creek, in the spirit of Texas. Working in the spirit of Texas, WFAA TV, News 8 presents Tracy Rowlett, Gloria Campos, Troy Duncan, and Dale Hansen. This is News 8 at 6.
Dallas County Commissioner John Wiley Price heads into the Labor Day weekend with two big legal burdens lifted. Good evening, and thank you very much for joining us.
The Dallas District Attorney has asked a judge to dismiss 2 criminal charges against Commissioner Price. Witnesses in the cases signed affidavits withdrawing their complaints. Channel 8's Michael Hill has an update.
This D Magazine article last year led to the rape indictment of Commissioner John Wiley Price. His long-awaited trial was on for next Tuesday. Now it's off. The alleged victim has said she doesn't want to testify against Price and no longer wants to prosecute him. But there's more. Recall in May, during Price's assault trial, jurors and witnesses received death threats. And the alleged rape victim says in this affidavit she's aware of those threats. And she says, I do not believe it is in my best interest or the best interest of my family to continue with further prosecution. The woman says the trial would not serve her best interest or the African American communities. So District Attorney John Vance has asked a judge to dismiss the case. In a prepared statement, Vance says the woman has assured his office she has not been threatened, coerced, or received anything of value in exchange for withdrawing her complaint. Price was unavailable for comment.
I'm gonna tear your ass a loose.
Can we talk to you real quick?
In March, KXAS photographer Fred Watts said Price grabbed and broke off a $1,000 viewfinder from his camera. Price apologized. Now, Watts has withdrawn his complaint, and Vance has asked a judge to dismiss that case. Vance says without complaining witnesses, there's no case to prosecute. Price's 2 misdemeanor convictions and jail terms for whitewashing billboards and breaking windshield wipers are on appeal.
The commissioner still has 3 other cases pending. The charges include an assault on a movie producer, an assault on a jogger, and trespassing at WFAA. All 3 are on the docket for later this month. Michael Hill, Channel 8 News.
Hundreds of North Texas law enforcement officers came together this morning to mourn the death of Fort Worth police officer Brent Wisdom. Channel 8's Mary Stewart reports from the First Baptist Church in Mansfield.
More than 600 officers packed the sanctuary at the First Baptist Church in Mansfield, including Brent Wisdom's classmates who graduated just this spring from the police academy. Outside, dozens of others waited to pay their respects to the officer whose life was cut so short. Tuesday night, a suspected drunk driver hit Wisdom as the officer was helping a motorist with a flat tire. The driver has been arrested for DWI before. He's still in the hospital and now faces involuntary manslaughter charges.
He was everything that we look for in a top-notch police officer.
Police officials describe Wisdom as a loved and respected rookie, one of the best of his class. He leaves behind his parents, grandparents, and an 18-year-old brother. They say he always wanted to be a police officer. He wanted a chance to change the things he saw as wrong in the world. Now that chance is gone, and no one can explain why.
I would not say that God caused it, but he did allow it. Why he allowed it, only he knows. He tells us that the sun shines on the just and on the unjust. And to some extent, life is not fair, but God is.
It's been 4 years since Fort Worth officers have buried one of their own. This time it was a cream-of-the-crop rookie, only 22, who most veterans didn't know very well. But those who did know the loss is great. Mary Stewart, Channel 8 News, Fort Worth.
The sudden death of 25-year-old Dallas police officer John Paul Jones Jr. remains unexplained this evening. The 3-year veteran suffered cardiac arrest and collapsed after a brief foot chase yesterday. Jones' partner gave him CPR, but doctors at Baylor University Medical Center were unable to revive him. The medical examiner has not ruled on a cause of death pending tests on blood and tissue samples. A candlelight vigil in Jones' memory will be held tonight at 7:30 at the Southeast Substation. Meanwhile, Dallas Police Sergeant Donnie Fluchet, injured in an on-duty car wreck last weekend, remains in critical condition at Parkland Hospital.
A national scandal and a poor economy could make this a challenging fall for local United Way agencies. But in Fort Worth, 1,500 volunteers, more than ever before, will team up to try to raise $22 million for charity. Channel 8's Karen Kelly reports.
They poured into the convention center. Volunteers charged with raising $22.6 million from their co-workers. It was an entertaining welcome and informative. Volunteers sat at tables with agency directors, encouraged to learn where and how the money they raise will help. Some heard about the Parenting Guidance Center.
How to discipline with love and limits, and how to use natural and logical consequences.
Others learned of a new YMCA program aimed at gang intervention. They heard about AIDS outreach, family shelters, and many of the 52 agencies that operate with United Way money. But this year, fundraising will be harder. Lost jobs in the area mean lost dollars from employees who contribute by paycheck deductions.
We have to do a much better job than we have in the past to help people understand that the needs are there and that the agencies are really doing better work than they ever have.
And there's another negative factor. The public hasn't forgotten of the February scandal when it was learned that the executive director of the National United Way earned a $500,000 salary and flew around the country first class. Officials here hope the public has forgiven.
There is a new president of United Way now, Elaine Chow, has been appointed. She will start the middle of November, and many controls, fiscal controls, internal audits, that problem will not happen again.
Yet the challenge is there. Tarrant County has lowered its goal this year by $1 million. And for once, it's seeking money from small businesses. They're harder to reach, but have absorbed some workers laid off from bigger corporations. The Tarrant County United Way campaign runs through October. Karen Kelly, Channel 8 News, Fort Worth.
And the United Way of Metropolitan Dallas also has an aggressive fundraising campaign. Their goal is $43 million.
Next on News 8 at 6, a rape victim reaches out to other women who have been targets of sexual assault.
Plus, Texas Stadium tightens security for a concert by a group which has attracted its share of trouble.
And later, we'll preview another big event at the home of the Cowboys, Monday's season opener with the Redskins.
My muffler's on the freeway, my engine's feeling rough, my frame's out of alignment, my upholstery's come unstuffed. Well, I ain't got much money, but my truck is almost dead. So I went to my Ford dealer, and this is what he said.
good. Get $1,000 cash back on 92 Ford F-Series. That can mean no money down with savings of over $3,100 on the best-selling vehicle in the U.S., but only for a limited time at your North Texas Ford dealer.
Stop! This Charmin's not squeezably soft.
Maybe the fluffer broke down.
Oh, no. We fluffed every sheet of Charmin for a deep-down squeezable softness.
So if it's not squeezable...
It's not Charmin.
Hey, what's this?
That's it. You fixed the fluffer. It's squeezable again.
So's this, Chief. New potpourri scented Charmin. The scent's put on the core, not the paper.
Makes sense to me.
Charmin's so pleasable.
Because it's so squeezable.
We put it all together and save you more at the Room Store.
It's the grand opening sale at the Room Store. Save on items like this blue velvet sofa, matching love seat, cocktail table, 2 end tables, and 2 lamps. All this for only $8.99. Save on this black lacquer and brass bed wall, only $5.97. Or Sealy bedding, $47 each piece. Don't miss the grand opening sale at the Room Store.
You may not be a mechanic, but you know your car. And you know little noises can mean big problems. At Walmart, we'll help you get the most out of your car as well as your dollar. Just one application of Slick 50 engine treatment provides protection against engine grinding and wear that motor oil may miss right from the startup. It's only $18.87 every day. Head to Walmart. We'll take care of you and your car for the many miles to come. Walmart, always the low price, always.
In Ballinger, you can hear News 8 at 6 on KRUN, AM and FM, 1400 and 103.1. Member stations of the Spirit of Texas Radio Network.
A Dallas woman who was raped in an Oak Cliff laundromat has won a major lawsuit against the laundry chain's owners.
Now that woman is speaking out, hoping to reverse a trend among Hispanic women who don't report rapes. Channel 8's Renee San Miguel has the story.
It was around 9 in the morning on September 29, 1990. Josephine Flores was doing her laundry at this Oak Cliff Quick Wash when she was beaten and sexually assaulted. The laundromat had advertised an attendant present at all times.
The attendant was not in the premises at the time of the rape and beating.
Josephine's attacker is now in prison, but she sued the Quick Watch chain, saying it should provide better security in a rough neighborhood. Last week, a San Antonio jury agreed, awarding her $6.8 million in damages.
It would have been cheaper to provide the minimal security which would have prevented this assault than to go ahead and litigate.
Quick Wash officials say they have the deepest sympathy for Mrs. Flores, but the jury's verdict has not been certified by the court. If the verdict is approved, Quick Wash will appeal. They also warn the verdict has far-reaching effects. Businesses across the state will be forced to close down locations in high-crime areas.
Because you need people who really can support you.
The verdict is only part of Josephine's story. Studies listed by women's groups show only 10% of Hispanic women report rapes. This mother of 5 calls on all her courage for a direct appeal to other Hispanic women.
I know it's hard for you to talk about it, but people are out there that can help you.
One of the main problems is that in our culture, we are taught to stay with your husband, your father, your mother, your brothers, your sisters. Those are the people that you will go to for help. But what is happening is that your immediate family may not be educated enough to help you with such a crisis as being raped.
We need more women to speak out and get angry and hold these institutions and corporations accountable.
Josephine says she too wants accountability, but she's also seeking an end to a 2-year search for peace of mind.
I could not let it go. It was just, I was having nightmares and, I had to talk about it.
Renee San Miguel, Channel 8 News.
The Horizontes Foundation is a local Hispanic community support group, and it will soon have a special Spanish language hotline for those calling the Dallas Rape Crisis Center.
One of the world's most controversial rock bands invades Texas Stadium tomorrow. Guns N' Roses will draw a sellout crowd, and that brings some security concerns. Past performances have been marred by violent outbursts from the audience and the stage. Channel 8's Gary Reeves explains what Irving is doing to keep things under control.
With the Dallas Cowboys season opener slated for Monday night, you might guess their home stadium would be quiet for the rest of the weekend. Guess again. The team visiting Texas Stadium on Saturday is Guns N' Roses. The mega popular heavy metal band with a bad boy image tops off a Saturday full of stadium-shaking rock and roll. But when these guys come to town, they bring with them questions, such as, will there be a riot like this one in Missouri last year, where fans and police clashed after lead singer Axl Rose dove into the crowd to stop a fan from videotaping the show? When Guns N' Roses played Starplex last year, heavy security headed off potential problems in spite of the fact that the show started 90 minutes late. Texas Stadium plans to use the same tactics here. Stadium officials aren't expecting any problems, but they're beefing up security just in case. They'll have a security force of 400, joined by 150 off-duty police officers, all here to keep the peace.
When he comes in, he's really kind of shy, you know, he's just really a super nice guy.
Ron Brignan expects no problems from Axl Rose tomorrow. He owns On the Rocks, a Deep Ellum nightclub. The biggest poster in this heavy metal palace bears Rose's signature. He's dropped in here 3 times after previous Dallas shows.
We've never had any problem here at all. They've come down here and partied with us, the crowd and the band and their security and all their personnel have been perfect gentlemen.
Brignan hopes the band drops in again tomorrow after the concert. At Texas Stadium, they just hope the concert ends in peace and without incident. Gary Reeves, Channel 8 News.
And we're told similar security measures are in place tonight at the Houston Astrodome, where Guns N' Roses headlines another end-of-summer rock concert.
Okay. Well, we had a lot of clouds today, but we didn't have a lot of sunshine nor rain.
Nor that precipitation that we so often get out of clouds. Now, the clouds did look kind of promising there for a while, but the rain was well to the south of us, some pretty heavy rain. I think most of our Labor Day weekend is going to be acceptable if a little bit warm. And we'll talk about that in a moment.
A few words from Electric Avenue, Montgomery Ward.
Wow. Zowie. Gee. Whiz.
AT&T from Electric Avenue says it all. And right now, this AT&T cordless telephone 4320 is on sale for just $59.99. And this AT&T remote answering system 1306, $39.99 at Electric Avenue. Oh, and one last word about AT&T from Montgomery Ward, Electric Avenue.
Hurry.
Sale ends Saturday, September 5th.
Black Expo USA is coming to Dallas September 12th and 13th at the Dallas Convention Center. This educational business and entertainment expo brings consumers face-to-face with corporations, small businesses, charitable and information organizations in the community. Participants will spend 2 days attending seminars, shopping for merchandise, and enjoying live entertainment. So plan to attend Black Expo USA, sponsored in part by Coca-Cola USA in the spirit of Texas.
A luxury car made for you in America. A car you can drive, made with American pride.
The 1992 Lincoln Continental, now leased for only $499 per month, making one of the world's most advanced luxury cars, one of the easiest to afford.
Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
If you don't have the time, make the time. Get to Gabbert's and for a limited time, enjoy deferred billing till January 1993. Make time because for a limited time, you'll save on exquisite area rugs, home accessories, and more. Make time to save on roomfuls of gorgeous furniture, specially group priced. You save some time for us, and we'll save some money for you.
There's no place like Gabbert's. No place, no place, no place, no.
Tonight's weather is sponsored by Gabbert's.
We'll have some morning clouds tomorrow, as we did today. Big difference, I think, tomorrow. Well, there'll be 2 of them. It's going to be quite a little bit warmer, and it'll be a lot windier. Lake wind advisories may be required tomorrow as a trough of low pressure stronger to the west and the high pressure ridge stronger to the east. So that will be the major difference for your Saturday. The rainfall is probably gone for a while. The latest thunder shower activity is still northwest of Austin. And going back to 1:30 this afternoon, the radar showed thunderstorms trying to edge up to us, riding the Gulf flow at the surface past Bryan College Station, Van Zandt County, northwest of Canton. Pretty good thunder shower there. That was the only one really close to home, and it's died out now. So again, pretty much dying out west of Austin, the hill country. So this is not a rain day for us, as yesterday was, of course. The 4D satellite pictures from last night, the cloudiness that brought all the rain sank to the southeast. When the sun came back up this morning, its energy focused the development in the southeastern part of the state. We see clouds rolling over us, but that action is much higher than us in latitude over the horizon here. And this afternoon, we see clouds coming down through Kansas and Nebraska, but the thunderstorms are mostly from Nebraska northward into the Dakotas from that system tonight. Now, that trough of low pressure is going to get closer tomorrow. That's what's going to pick up our winds. The day after tomorrow, this front gets a little closer, but I don't think we'll see any significant thunder shower activity from that. And the radar reports this afternoon show thunder showers off the Texas coast and those lingering northwest of Austin. The upper low pressure system is east of us. Normally, we'd expect either waves of low pressure coming down behind it or the activity ahead of it. Mostly now it's ahead of it across the Mississippi River, and that's the way it'll be for several days. Temperatures at 6. 87 for us. It's 96 at San Antonio. Brownsville not reporting this hour, but it's been very warm down in the valley this afternoon with temperatures near 100 in many areas down there. It's 87 for us at DFW. The temperature humidity index is 92, not terribly hot, but somewhat hotter than it really is. Humidity's 59%. The barometer's falling. Wind is south at 7. Didn't rain today. Today's high was 87 degrees. The clouds saved us from the 90s today, and the low was 69 this morning. A pleasantly mild morning as well. A little below normal there, too. Air quality readings are good for this Friday. The pollen count from Dr. Jeff Adel last 1,568 grains per cubic meter. Fungus 1149. Ragweed has edged up every day this week. Started about 200 grains. It's getting into ragweed season now. For you folks that are sensitive to that, you probably didn't need me to tell you. Small amounts of weed, cedar elm, and grass around the country this afternoon. Thunder showers are scattered through the southeast ahead of this trough of low pressure that's brought us the rain, but most of the activity is ahead of it now. In the middle of the country is clearing out and warming up. Temperatures this afternoon. It's mild to warm in the east, but it's pretty humid in the southeast with those showers. There's not any big reservoir of cool air coming now. It's in the 60s and 70s, even at the northern border states. Tomorrow, our Saturday will be a day of thunder showers in the southeast and eastern states. 2 cool fronts coming, but neither one of them is going to get to us yet. Day after tomorrow, one of them gets a little bit closer, but dies out near us. And so here's your forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, 72, partly sunny, windy tomorrow, 95, 74 tomorrow night. Sunday, partly sunny, 95 degrees. Monday, partly sunny and 93 for Labor Day. I think the thunder showers will hold off till Tuesday when there will be a cool front, 92, low 68 that night. And Wednesday, partly sunny and 88. So for your holiday weekend, low to mid-90s, 70s at night, and probably no rain.
Okay, Troy, thank you very much.
What a difference a day makes. The Dallas Cowboys and Michael Irvin come to terms on a new contract. Details next in sports.
And the Cowboys have seen Heisman Trophy winners come and go, but the Washington Redskins never drafted one until this year.
And a live report from the nation's capital just ahead.
This number could save you thousands at the all-new Park City's Ford Labor Day liquidation. Till Labor Day, 100 Ford Explorers marked down to $15,900. 200 F-Series trucks get 1,000 cash back. That's zero down. $229 a month. Plus, choose from over 300 new Ford cars. Dial 358-8800. Labor Day liquidation. Park it at the all-new Park City Ford. Inwood and Lemon, Dallas.
Now through Monday, it's a no-pay Labor Day at Pigeons. No down payment, no finance charges, and no payments till May. That's right, and everything's on sale. Furniture, bedding, appliances, carpeting, satellites, lamps and accessories. Tremendous savings. Bedding starting at $49, $399 sofas, carpeting at $699, and get a free VCR with any Hitachi big screen. It's a no-pay Labor Day sale at Pigeons. Carrollton, Mesquite, and Hearst.
Every sports sedan is supposed to do well in the fast lane. But what about these lanes? At Lexus, we've achieved extremely tight tolerances between all major body panels. So not only does the ES300 look like it's put together well, it actually is put together well.
Tonight's sports are sponsored by Lexus Luxury Automobiles.
Well, maybe just about everybody's happy now on the Cowboys, huh?
Well, all but one. All but one. The deal, though, with Michael Irvin makes me happy anyway, because the game's starting to become fun again. Now the Cowboys holdouts are down to one, and center Mark Stepnoski is apparently going to skip the Monday night game with Washington. He's rejecting an offer to become the Cowboys' highest-paid lineman because he wants 2 years instead of 3. Cowboys wide receiver Michael Irvin is finally Michael Irvin again. Signs a 3-year deal that pays him well over $1 million a year, and pays him more if he has another real good year. Irvin's back, and now it can be fun again.
I miss time. You know, I miss time being with the guys and everything. I'm just getting the continuity, you know, joking with the guys, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I miss that. I miss those $500 a week checks too, you know. But I'm happy. I really am.
Depending on how much he plays, it really doesn't matter. I think just having him around is going to pick up a lot of people's spirits, and it's going to help us out emotionally as much as his talents will on the field.
You know, like a kid in a candy store, man. I'm happy to be back. And I got a lot of candy. You got a lot of Ben Franklin's and.
Yeah, that $500 a week he's referring to is training camp money. Now he makes about $500 a minute. The Redskins have to worry about Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, and they do know about receivers who are tough to sign. Brian Jensen's in Washington, D.C. now. Brian?
Dale, the Redskins have had all of their people in for the last couple of weeks now. Jim Lachey, Mark Rippon, and Desmond Howard, the last 3 to come in. Howard getting a lot of money for a rookie because he's a Heisman Trophy winner, getting a lot of attention. In fact, more attention than this Washington organization is used to. In a town known for its monuments and memorials, the Jefferson, Lincoln, Washington, there was no Heisman.
I guess you just can't expect to see it yet.
Everywhere you look, statues, Grant, Kennedy, Einstein, no Heisman.
It's part of our game plan, you know, you don't release to you all, you know.
The Cowboys drafted Staubach, Dorsett, Walker. The Redskins could only pick a guy whose name rhymed with Heisman and borrow one that owned it. Until now.
They have one now.
Thanks to a surprise draft day move, Desmond Howard is a first. The first Heisman Trophy winner drafted by the Redskins, the first ever drafted by a defending Super Bowl champion.
Well, if they go this year, that would be the better way. That's last season's accomplishments. We have to look ahead now. I mean, that's all great, but it only matters what they do this year.
I heard some stats about the Heisman guys, man. Might not want to be a Heisman with the way a lot of the Heisman guys have went. But I think one of the greatest things you have going for him is simply the Washington Redskins.
But because of a lengthy contract holdout, the debut Monday night may not live up to the Heisman Howard reputation, although the Redskins think his future will.
His first preseason game last week, he showed that he's a tough receiver. He can hang on to the ball. He can make the tough catch. And he's going to show in about 3 to 4 years that he's going to have us all worried about our position because the guy's a great athlete. And, it's a Heisman Trophy winner.
To come out of Irving, Texas with a victory would be the greatest thing for me. And just to take part in that victory, that would be great.
It may be a little tough for Desmond Howard to break in on offense with the posse, that great trio of receivers the Redskins already possess. But according to Mark Rippon, you may see more of Howard than you think, and he will definitely be on kickoff return teams. Dale?
All right, Brian, the Cowboys and Redskins Monday night on Channel 8 expected to be one of the most watched, if not the most watched regular season football game ever. Hank Williams Jr. will be there at Texas Stadium to get it started, right where the Kroger logo was last week, incidentally. SMU starts their football season Saturday night in Dallas against Tulane, and SMU is expected to win this week. It would be a good start for a team that needs and deserves one.
We've got 3 of our first 4 games are at home right here at OMB. It's really exciting to get the season started right here. There's a lot of enthusiasm, I think, in our community and our student body, and to do it right here in our home stadium is going to be fun.
Tulane's got to bring back some special memories for you.
Yeah, I had a good game, and the whole team had a great game against. That was our only win last year, and brings back great memories. So hopefully we can do it again Saturday night.
Another upset in the women's play at the U.S. Open. 6th seed Jennifer Capriati loses to Patricia He. 3rd seed Martina Navratilova lost the other day. Rest of the matches going the way they are supposed to. The Rangers in New York tonight, and look who's there with them. Their new right fielder, Jose Canseco, joins the ball club tonight. Says it'll be different, and he's right about that.
What's actually going on in Oakland. You'll hear something different in the paper because, it's difficult for players to put themselves out on the ledge when something like that happened to one of their players, and they think, well, I could be next if I put myself out in the ledge. It's like an understanding, an unspoken understanding.
I hope it's fun for him, too. But again, Michael Irvin being back with the Dallas Cowboys makes it fun for a lot of us. Good TV guy.
And now Monday night is much more exciting for everybody.
I think so.
Canseco probably could have played football.
yeah, that's true, too.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll see you tonight at 10.